Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to JWE Friday Night Eclipse. Tonight we're in Chicago, Illinois, where we're already just over a week away from our next PLE of the year, the Elimination Chamber. Can Yusuke Kitagawa complete his comeback and put his mid-season slide behind him as he looks to get himself back into championship contention? Who will win the Women's Universal Triple Threat match to punch their ticket for a dance with A2? Get ready for a night of high-intensity action, because this is Eclipse. And here we go, starting off our night with a triple threat match. Introducing first. Coming off of a losing streak and now on a bit of a hot streak. It is your former men's cruiserweight champion, representing the Phantom Thieves of Heart. It's the Phantom Fox. It's Yusuke Kitagawa. And yeah, Yusuke having a bit of a weak past couple of months. But now I think he's on like a 2 or 3 match winning streak. Looking to pursue that, looking to continue that tonight. If he was a Persona 4 character, I would say he's trying to pursue his true self. But no. I mean, we're always in for a last surprise when he's in the ring. You know, I tried. And his opponent. It is another former men's cruiserweight champion until being dethroned by his old, teammates from last year. It is the ultimate lucky student, Nagito Komaeda. Here we go, both men locked in. Referee rings the bell for this Falls Count Anywhere, as Nagito immediately hits Yusuke with a clothesline. And looking for a suplex, but Yusuke turning that around. Yusuke forcing Nagito back up to his feet. Dropkick knocking him down to the mat. But Nagito avoiding the stomp, walking Yusuke to the southern ropes. Pulling on the arm, but Yusuke turning that around. And a springboard roundhouse kick. Yusuke with the Revolute knee strike to the face. Stomp to the thigh. But Nagito with the reversal. Rising knife edge chop. And sending Yusuke tumbling to the outside. And remember, falls can happen anywhere in the arena. Just have a Bit of a no weapons policy here, unlike normal Falls Count Anywhere matches. Nagito forcing Yusuke up and slamming him down. Pin attempt right next to the eastern ringside. Yusuke kicks out at 1. Nagito catching Yusuke with a knee, but Yusuke catching that kick. And a spinning back heel kick. And now Yusuke with the strong style knee strike, but Nagito seeing that coming, turning it around. Yusuke with the reversal right back. And Yusuke firing himself up, kick to the chest again. Camping Nagito, making sure that he doesn't get back up to his feet without an attack. Grabbing the wrist, stomping on the chest. And sending Nagito chest first into the announcer's booth. Yusuke now stomping on the upper arm, stomping on the lower arm. And now headlock cinched in. But Nagito immediately finding a weakness and elbowing out. Yusuke avoiding the kick, turning Nagito around, but Nagito turning that around with an elbow. And now looking for the chicken wing. But Yusuke turning that with a clothesline. And now Yusuke setting up the spinning back heel kick again. But not going for the pin, interestingly enough. Looking to deal a little bit more damage. Leg DDT. And here we go with a phantom leg drop. And now a pin attempt. There's 1, there's 2, and Yusuke making very quick work of Nagito Komaeda. And saying that he is back. And for our first tag team matchup of the evening, introducing first, looking to redeem themselves from last week, it is Harmonious Truth, Sayaka Maizono, and Kyoko Kirigiri. And their opponents in this Danganronpa battle, it is the Ultimate Pianist, Kaede Akamatsu, and your Miss Money in the Bank, the Ultimate Assassin, Maki Harukawa. Here goes Sayaka and Maki, the first in the ring. And referee rings a bell on what I hope is a return to form in the tag team divisions, in the tag team matches, because past couple of weeks haven't been amazing in terms of tag team matches. As Maki turns that around in the corner, trying to walk Sayaka, but Sayaka elbows out. Sayaka with an Irish whip, sending Maki into the corner, setting her up top rope. And already looking for a high-risk, high-reward move as they jockey for position on the top rope. Sayaka with the elbows gaining the better of Maki. And a top rope Hurricane Rana. Kaede looking for the tag and gets it as Sayaka tries to get back to her senses. And immediately clotheslines Kaede. Sayaka with a guillotine DDT. Sending Kaede into the Harmonious Truth corner. Who themselves are looking for a little bit of a return to form, especially from last year when they were the dominant force, and now they're just kind of languishing in the midfield. And that's putting it generously. Kaede with a reversal, elbowing Sayaka in the corner. And making sure that Kyoko doesn't interfere. And Kaede was spending a little bit too much time worrying about Kyoko and allowing Sayaka to tag out. Kyoko with the back elbow, Kaede with the back elbow, sending Kyoko down with a scoop slam. Sliding leg drop, looking for the twirling leg drop, but Kyoko rolls out the way. And Sayaka tagged back in almost immediately with a kick to the stomach. Chicken wing suplex. Into the pin attempt, there's one, there's two. Kaede kicks out. Kaede crawling back to the corner, but Sayaka preventing her with that elbow drop. Sayaka in one corner, hyping up the crowd. Kaede in the other corner, trying to catch her breath. And reverses Sayaka. Kaede with a springboard forearm. Sayaka back up to her feet, but not for long. Kaede with a stunner. Kaede forcing Sayaka back up to her feet. Irish whip sending her into the corner. Punch to the stomach. And knees just applying more pressure. Tossing her to the side and tagging Maki back in. Sayaka with the reversal. Low altitude kick. And a knee smash into the canvas. Kyoko tagged back in. Maki immediately hitting her with the interceptor. Kyoko back up to her feet. But Maki sending her for a run. Picking her up, slamming her down. And an Irish whip sending her into the corner. Maki sending Kyoko back into the Killer Tunes corner, but Kyoko turning that around with an elbow. Walking Maki around the ring just to be elbowed out. And Maki sending Kyoko back into the corner, setting up a tag team attack. And a double back body drop. Kyoko and Kaede now both to the outside. Kaede just cranking on the neck. Kyoko forcing Kaede back up to her feet. Snap mirror. And setting up the running knee strike. Forcing Kaede up, knee to the bridge of the nose. And allowing Kaede to tag out. Maki forcing Kyoko up over the shoulders. And setting up the F5 in the corner. Here's the pin attempt. There's one. Sayaka breaks it up. Maki going for the pin. There's two, and Kyoko kicks out just before the count of three. And Maki stomping on the hand. All she needs to do is prevent Kyoko from tagging out. Sending Kaede. Tag team attack, double shoulder tackle. And Kyoko grabbing, Kaede grabbing Kyoko's ankle before she can tag out. But Kyoko with the reversal, tagging Sayaka in. And now the running stationary big boot. And now what is Sayaka thinking here? Dead lift, bridging suplex. There's one. Kaede kicks out. Kaede setting Sayaka up on the top rope. And again, fighting for position, but this time, it is the Killer Tunes who gain advantage on the top rope. And now Kaede with a top rope Hurricane Rana. Sayaka rolling to the outside. Kaede heading up top, thinking about it, but deciding to go after Kyoko instead. Knocking her off the apron, making sure that she's not a problem. Or less of a problem. Before going out and facing off against Sayaka, but Sayaka with a spinning facebuster. And Sayaka just completely whiffing on that spear. No idea why she was trying to go after Maki. And Sayaka, they float over DDT. Going for the cover, but Maki's gonna break it up. Sayaka, Kyoko, you know what you need to do? Hopefully. No, not delaying your attack like that. Kaede with the stunner. And the pin attempt. There's one. There's two, and Kyoko kicks out. Kaede forcing her back up to her feet. Irish whip sending her into the corner. Huge right hand, and Kaede tags out. Kyoko, what was the point of that delay? You literally just wasted all of our time. Maki sending Kyoko for an Irish whip. Kyoko elbowing out. And a snap DDT. Or snap suplex, excuse me. Maki with an arm-trapped neck breaker. And slowing this match down a little bit. Knee to the face. Forcing Kyoko back up. The Blitz combo. And now hip toss, knee to the face. And a cloverleaf leg breaker. Maki sending Kyoko back into the ring. Double shoulder tackle again. And Kaede, now is not a good time to taunt. Sayaka with a bulldog. Irish whip into an arm drag. And Sayaka again fights her way out of the corner. Standing double leg drop kick. Forcing Kaede back up to her feet. But Kaede with the reversal. And Kaede setting setting a Sayaka up on the top. Looking for another top rope Hurricane Rana. And Kaede sending her back into the corner, tagging Maki in. Corner crossbody into the big boot. Maki going for the pin. Kyoko's gonna break it up. But I think that pin attempt was to get Kyoko into the ring. Because Maki, all she needs to do is hit one F5, and this match is over. Or tagging in Kaede. Setting up another big boot. And now Kaede going for the pin. There's one, there's two, when Sayaka gets her shoulder up. And Sayaka fights out, guillotine DDT, and tags out. I mean, that was the smart decision, but... Kaede elbowing herself out of the corner. Walking Kyoko into the southwest corner. And another top rope Hurricane Rana coming up. And Kaede, instead of going for the pin, picks up Kyoko, sending her into the corner. Tagging in Maki. And the double shoulder tackle. Maki, go for the pin! No, of course not. Because you're just going to waste all of our time again. Never mind, setting up the F5. And the pin attempt, Sayaka immediately breaks it up. Maki, you know you could have gone for the pin, get Sayaka into the ring, go for the F5, and get the win. Kyoko, the running big boot, and of course, tagging out. I mean, Kaede spearing Kyoko off the apron, stunner, and the pin. This honestly could be it. There's one, there's two. Sayaka kicks out. Irish whip sending Sayaka into the corner, but Sayaka knees out. And now Sayaka with a running bulldog. And the pin attempt, but Maki's gonna break it up now. And Sayaka's not gonna do anything to try to prevent Kaede from tagging out. Sayaka heading up top. Elbow drop from the top rope after waiting like 10 calendar years. And heading up top again. Turning around. Corkscrew splash. Why did you not go for a pin there? I guess you just really wanted to hit another elbow drop. But still not going for the pin. Double foot stomp. Up top again, turning around. Moonsault. Finally goes for the pin. Just really wanted to add all that damage, and Kaede does not kick out. Sayaka, was all of that really necessary at the end? You were just risking a reversal. I mean, you landed on green 4 times in a row, but was that risk seriously worth it? And for our second tag team matchup of the evening, introducing first, it is Yu Narukami and Yosuke Hanamura making their way to the ring with Risei Kujikawa. It is Brosona. And their opponents. It is Sans and Papyrus, the Skelebros. And I guess this matchup makes sense now. Well, now of all times, considering that Deltarune was a Chapter 4 just released recently. And of course, we're still waiting on the Persona 4 remake announcement. Here we go, Narukami. And Papyrus the first in the ring. Referee rings the bell. Papyrus immediately running towards Narukami with a backpack suplex. Shoulder toss into a knee strike. And Narukami pushing Papyrus away, slamming his skull into the canvas, and a knee to the face, knee to the bridge of the nose. And Papyrus kicking Narukami off. Setting up a pin attempt. There's not even a 1 count as Narukami kicks out. Narukami with a reversal clothesline in the corner, back elbow, pushing him away. And now, just punching Sans in the chest. And Papyrus immediately turning that to his advantage with a bulldog from behind. Abdominal stretch. And Narukami kicking the ropes. Probably trying to get a rope break, but kicks out for for good measure. Narukami tossing Papyrus back into the corner, sending him away. After the elbows and going for a pin, there's 2 early 2 count. And now tagging in Hanamura. Yosuke with a wheelbarrow DDT or wheelbarrow facebuster. And a knee to the inside of the arm. Hanamura with a flip takedown. Slowing this match down a little bit, forcing Papyrus back up to his feet. Irish whip, sending him into the corner. And now setting up the corner bulldog. And again, Sans being sent off the apron. As Narukami tries to get Papyrus back into the ring. There we go. Hanamura with a moonsault from the top rope or middle rope. Pretty good teamwork from Brosona right now. Turning Papyrus around face first into the ring post, or not ring post, into the turnbuckle. Papyrus finally getting some offense with a chicken wing facebuster. But Narukami distracting him, allowing Hanamura back up to his feet, but Papyrus sending him for an Irish whip into the corner, but specifically getting him away from Narukami. And now, Papyrus with the cool dude. A move we haven't seen in a while. And now, setting up... I thought he was going to set up the bone shuster, but no. Float over arm bar. Narukami breaking it up. Pull back clothesline for Papyrus, who's basically turning this match into a 1-on-2 handicap match. Considering that Sans still hasn't seen any actual ring action. Hanamura with a spike DDT. Going for the pin. There's one. There's two. Papyrus kicks out as Narukami and Sans fight along the outside. Hanamura heads up top. Lining up. Risei cheering him on. Kujikawa cheering him on. Hurricane Rana spike. Going for a pin, but Papyrus kicks out at only one. Sans desperately trying to get back into the ring, or trying to get into the ring, not even back into the ring, considering that he hasn't seen it yet. And Hanamura walking Papyrus into the northeastern corner. Scoop slam. And finally, Sans is tagged in. Hanamura just wasting a little bit too much time on the attack. But greeting Sans with a knee to the face, Papyrus breaks up that pin. And unfortunately, that does not count as his one breakup because he technically was still inside the ring, which is a stupid rule. Narukami sending Sans into the corner, turning him around face first into the turnbuckle. But Sans elbowing out. Hanamura looking for the attack, but Sans just getting out of the way, so Hanamura didn't even attempt. Narukami with an enziguri, knocking Papyrus off the apron, and now setting up a drive-by against Sans. Now Narukami up top, moonsault missing. Sans with a spike DDT in response. Hip toss, pin attempt. There's one, there's two. Narukami kicks out. Sans picking up Narukami. Gut-wrenching suplex. And the ground and pound stomp to the chest. Tagging Papyrus in. Papyrus with a scoop slam, tagging Sans back in as Narukami crawls his way back to the corner and eventually tags in Hanamura. Sans with an RKO and the pin attempt. There's one. Narukami breaks it up. And Sans knocking Narukami off the apron, staring Hanamura down, not even bothering fighting him along the outside, as Kujikawa tries to distract Sans and is technically successful, but Sans tags out Papyrus back into the ring. And just like how we opened, a backpack suplex. Papyrus sending Hanamura to the outsides, everyone just staring at him. Finally, the referee starts to count. And Papyrus just really focused on Narukami right now, which, I mean, yeah, sure, stay inside the ring. That's not a bad strategy. As Sans sends Hanamura back in. Papyrus with a stump leg puller. And tagging his brother back in. Sans sending Hanamura back into the corner, setting him up. Dangling arm bar. But Hanamura forcing Sans up over the shoulder. Rolling DDT. And the pin, there's one, there's two. Sans kicks out. Power's looking to break it up, but a little bit too late as Hanamura tags out. Now Okami with a spiked DDT. Pin, there's one, there's two, and Sans gets his shoulder up. Now Okami really should focus on the man inside the ring and not the man on the apron. And that's what he does. Top rope Enziguri. But of course not going for the pin. Why would you go for a pin in that situation? I mean, you could go for a powerbomb. There's one, there's two, and what do I know? Narukami, I should have trusted you more. Brosona nearly throwing it away early on. At least they were able to get back the win. And now for our next matchup of the evening. Introducing first, it is your Women's Cruiserweight Champion. It is the Changebringer, Delta.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, the Women's Undisputed Hybrid Cruiserweight Champion, Deborah.
And her opponent, representing the Cyber Idols, it is Ibuki Mioda. And referee rings the bell. Delta immediately beginning with a springboard Hurricane Rana. Stomp to the upper arm. Ibuki walking walking Delta to the Eastern ropes, turning her around. And choking her on the top rope. Delta with a kick to the thigh, turning Ibuki around. Suplex. And now Ibuki with a clothesline, stomp to the face. Ibuki with a head wrench, or trying to look for a head wrench suplex. But Delta kneeing out Ibuki immediately with the reversal, sending Delta into the corner. And Ibuki going for the pin. There's one. Delta kicks out. Ibuki middle rope moonsault, but nobody's home. Delta taking advantage. Chicken wing flapjack. And forcing Ibuki back up. Taking her down, looking for the armbar. And Ibuki fights out. Look at the snap suplex, going for the pin. There's one, and Delta kicks out. Delta to the outside. Ibuki staring her down, looking for an opening. Delta back into the ring. And sending Ibuki tumbling to the outside now. Delta up top, staring Ibuki down, crossbody. Now keeping Ibuki in a headlock, but Ibuki fighting out. Sending Delta into the ring. Delta with a springboard Hurricane Rana. Pin attempt, but Ibuki kicks out. Delta going for a pin again. There's one, there's two, and Ibuki gets her shoulder up. Delta with the Irish whip. Diving underneath. Back elbow. But Ibuki looking for the springboard. Delta looking for the attack. Both technically missing. Look with an elbow in the corner. Setting up a suplex. Nearly hitting the turnbuckle, which I think she meant to do. But not quite landing. And Ibuki elbowing out. And now both women just exchanging right hands in the middle of the ring. And Ibuki ending that with a Kojai clutch. We're going to put Delta away with a submission hold. Delta finding her way out because Ibuki lets her out. Ibuki looking for the top rope, but Delta rolling out of the way. So Ibuki sends Delta to the corner. Sending her face first into the turnbuckle. But Delta fighting out. Setting Ibuki up in the corner. And I think it's time to take a flight on Delta Airlines. Now Delta going for the pin. There's one, there's two, and puts Ibuki away. And showing the world that she is still champion, and here comes Fiora. Staring her down, and Fiora saying that she's going to be fighting for the championship belt at the Elimination Chamber, trying to become a double champion. This has been a long time coming. Let's see if it works out for her. And now for a Falls Count Anywhere triple threat match to determine who will be the one facing off against A2 at the Elimination Chamber. Introducing first, it is Lucina.
Falls Count Anywhere match. Making her way to the ring from Avalon, Luis.
And for her opponents, introducing first, it is 2B.
From Japan, Akane.
And rounding out this match, it is the ultimate gymnast, the Phoenix, Akane Owari. And referee rings the bell. Akane and Lucina immediately facing off after each other. To be getting in the mix early on, going for the early pin attempt against Akane. There's one. Akane kicks out just before 2. Lucina sending 2B to the outside. And remember, this is a Falls Count Anywhere match. To be back inside the ring. Running roundhouse to Lucina. And to be sending Akane tumbling to the outside. Lucina with a running knee to the bridge of the nose. And to be fighting it out. Sending Lucina into the corner, bouncing off the corners. Akane heads underneath the ring with our first weapon of the match. It is a kendo stick. Quite fitting considering that 2 of these 3 women are swordswomen. To be breaking up the pinfall. Lucina walking 2B from one corner to the other. As Akane hits a swinging neck breaker. Or a draping neck breaker. Stomps to the back of the head. But 2B grabbing Akane from behind, walking her over to the western ropes like 2 inches away. And now Lucina walking 2B to the southern ropes. But 2B sending Lucina over the top rope. Akane with a neck breaker. And the kendo stick bashing 2B over the chest. Lucina back in the ring. Akane with a double foot Pele kick. And the pin attempt, there's 1. Lucina kicks out. Akane with an arm drag. And a cartwheel drop kick. Lucina going for the pin. There's 1. There's 2. B kicks out. Akane sending Lucina tumbling to the outside. And now attacking 2B. Forcing her back up to her feet. But 2B fighting out. Lucina taking her time, picking up another kendo stick. As she just watches on as 2B deals some damage to Akane. Lucina throwing the kendo stick at Akane. 2B rolling to the outside. Lucina trying to roll to the outside, but Akane preventing her. Akane with an elbow drop to the inside of the arm. 2B back inside the ring though. To be sending Lucina tumbling to the outside with that clothesline. Akane taking advantage, sending her into the corner. And now setting her up top. Looking for the electric chair. Lucina just watching on, biding her time. Step up forearm. Akane rolling to the outside. Lucina going for a pin against 2B. There's 1. 2B kicks out before the 2 count. Another kendo stick is in play. To be sending Lucina for a run. Arm dragging out. Enziguri sending Akane down. And 2B going for the pin attempt. There's 1. Akane kicks out. Lucina just setting herself up on the apron. Could have taken advantage of Akane being sent towards her, but wasn't quite in the right location. To be stepping out of the way of that spinning heel kick. Sending Akane down, sending Lucina down with a slap, and going back after Akane, sending her down with a slap. Lucina taking advantage of of 2B losing a little bit of concentration and trying to go for the submission, but Akane breaks it up. And 2B, no, Akane sending 2B into the corner. Setting her up top, looking for another electric chair. Lucina back up to her feet. Watching on, catching her breath along the outside. 2B heads out onto the apron. And now Lucina grabbing Akane from behind. Irish whip, diving underneath. 2B could have gone for the attack, but no dice. And now a double team attack. 2B with the Enziguri against Akane. Lucina holding her in place. And now 2B with a spinning back heel kick. Lucina rolling to the outside. 2B picking up the kendo stick. And attacking Akane in the corner. And Lucina setting up 2B along the southern ropes. Kicking Akane outside the ring. And now the kendo stick bashing 2B over the head with it, breaking it in half. Pin attempt. Akane underneath the ring. Does she have enough time? There's one. There's two. 2B kicks out. And now Lucina forcing Akane up over the shoulders. And remember, this is for a chance. No, this is for the right, not the chance, for the right to face off against A2 at Elimination Chamber. And if you remember from last year, A2 lost the championship belt that she won at Money in the Bank to Bayonetta last year at the Elimination Chamber. So there is a little bit of history there. And two of these three women were in that match. Akane, part of Wingcrest at the time, not being eligible for the match. But Lucina and 2B were participants, along with Naoto Shirogane and Bayonetta. Doobie with a bridge, or needs the bridge of the nose. Lucina with a steel chair, now throwing it at 2B, catching her completely by surprise. And now going for the surprise pin. There's one, there's two. 2B kicks out. Imagine if that was for the win. Lucina sending Akane to the outside, looking for the crossbody. And now 2B sending Lucina to the outside, picking up a steel chair, bashing it over the top of the head of Lucina. Now finally all three women to the outside. For a Falls Count Anywhere stipulation, we have been staying in the ring for a long time. 2B with a swinging neck breaker. And the pin attempt right in front of Lucina. There's one. Akane kicks out. Lucina sending Akane tumbling along the outside. 2B with a face buster. And Akane finding the kendo stick, picking it up. And this match has gained second wind. 2B with a spinning back heel kick, going for the pin, but that's immediately going to be broken up by Akane. Could be the over the shoulder suplex, but Akane kicking her in the spine. And throwing 2B back inside the ring. Following her in, looking to deal more damage. And the pin attempt and the chance to fight, but no. 2B kicks out at 1. Akane with the steel chair, bashing Lucina over the spine with it, going for the pin. There's 1, there's 2. And it's going to be A2 versus Akane Owari. Or should I say Akane Owari versus A2. At the Elimination Chamber. And now for our next matchup of the evening. Introducing first. It is the Beast. The hero of Colony 9. Dunban.
It's scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from out of this world, weighing in at 180 pounds, the Beast, Dunban.
And not pertaining to this match, but a couple matches ago. Remember when I said that we're still waiting on the announcement of a Persona 4 remake? Turns out that when I was commentating that match, literally while I was commentating it, that's when the announcement came out. I didn't realize until a couple minutes ago. Another win for Persona 4, I guess. But anyway, enough about the tag team division, enough about Persona. It is time for our men's Universal Championship, or men's Universal Division match of the evening. And Dunban's opponent, it is your men's Universal Champion, Zenkichi Hasegawa.
And his opponent from Tokyo, Japan, weighing in at 225 pounds, the men's undisputed hybrid Universal Champion. Whoa.
And here go refereeing Isabel. They meet in the middle with Dunban immediately beginning the offense with a stunner. Zenkichi back up to his feet. And elbowing out of the grapple. And Zenkichi with a combo in the corner. Picking up Dunban by the wrist, stomping him face first into the mat. And Dunban turning that around with a reversal. Wolf with a reversal right back. Wolf kneeing Dunban in the thigh. Going for the ground and pound, but Dunban turning that around with a reversal. Stomp leg puller. Just working on Zenkichi's base and another ground and pound. Dunban rolling Zenkichi around, but Zenkichi turning that around with an enzigiri. Dunban in one corner, Zenkichi on the other. Running right into Dunban's boot. Dunban looking for the stomps, but Zenkichi turning that around with another reversal, sending Dunban for a run. Pop up. Right cross and the pin. There's one. Dunban kicks out. Zenkichi with a leg drop along the outside. And a knee smash. Zenkichi forcing Dunban back up to his feet. And a single shoulder suplex. Into another suplex and... and the pin. There's one. There's two. Dunban kicks out. Zenkichi now lining up. The Lone Wolf. But Dunban turning that around. Or the Wolf's Bane, excuse me. But Dunban turning it around, facebuster. And now is he looking for the Blossom Dance? Yes, but Zenkichi turning that around. I was getting ready to say the lines too. Zenkichi with the ground and pound. And now up over the shoulders. Neck breaker. And the pin. There's one. There's two. And Dunban goes down.
Here is your winner.
And Zenkichi Hasegawa with another pretty big win before Elimination Chamber. Take next week off, my man. You need all your strength for Sunday. And now for a penultimate matchup of the evening. Introducing first, it is the Blue Jay, Jayden Moon.
Weighing in at 132 pounds, Jayden Moore.
And his opponent. It is 9S.
At 35 pounds, Niles S.
Now here we go, both men ready? Referee rings the bell, they meet in the middle with 9S immediately beginning with a knife edge chop. Turning Jayden around, looking for the suplex, but Jayden with the reversal. So 9S turning around, hitting a DDT, or hitting an RKO. Jumping neck breaker or whatever. Sending Jayden for a run, knee to the, well, knee. Now forcing Jayden up over the shoulders, but Jayden with an elbow to the spine. 9S with a reversal right back. Jayden with a high kick, but 9S ducking underneath. Looking him over to the northern ropes, but Jayden knocking him over the top. Facebuster. And 9S sending Jayden into the corner. There's a 2. Now trying to send Jayden running up the steel steps, and unfortunately that's not coded in this game. There's a neck breaker. 6 count as 9S retreats back inside the ring. Jayden slow to his feet. A couple of seconds left to get back inside the ring. I think he has time, but not a lot of it. There's 8, and yep, Jayden's back in. Knocking 9S off the top rope, but 9S pushing him away. And again. Satellite DDT. Jayden a little bit discombobulated right now. And 9S with an enzigiri, setting up the baseball slide. Or the baseball slide suplex. Back inside the ring, going for the pin. There's 1. Jayden kicks out. Nines looking for the moonsault, but Jayden rolling out of the way. Taking advantage, hitting the knee drop. Moonsault into the end, or not moonsault, yeah, springboard into the enzigiri. And sending 9S tumbling to the outside. Jayden now up top with a leg drop. And a knee to the top of the head. And sending 9S running from one side of the ring to the other. Or one side of ringside to the other. Once again, up to a 6 count. Jayden with the knees to the thigh. There's 7. And Jayden tossing 9S back inside the ring. Following him in, heading up top. Looking for the spinning heel kick, but no, not timing that properly. But hitting the comeback. Pop up. Double leg drop kick. And the pin attempt, there's 1, there's not a 2 count. Nina's being sent into the corner, elbowing out. And Nina's just throwing Jayden to the outside. And Jayden climbing in like nothing happened. Scoop slam. And Jayden forcing 9S back up to his feet. Irish whip. Jumping over. Diving underneath, but 9S redirecting himself out onto the apron. And Jayden setting him down with an enziguri. Heading up top, spinning heel kick from the top rope, finds its mark. Spinning tornado kick along the outside, but they need to be careful. Referee yet again at the count of 6. And both men back inside the ring. Springboard, moonsault, DDT. Tornado kick, but 9S rolls out of the way. And now 9S locking in the Kojai clutch, looking to put Jayden away with a submission hold. And releases. Because, of course, it's this game. We can't have any freaking submission wins because they keep releasing the damn holds. Because this game is a coward. There's 1, there's 2, Jayden rolls out. Jayden with the reversal, sending 9S for a run. Spinning back elbow. Setting him down. Going for the pin. There's 1. There's 2. 9S. Going for the rope break. Not getting it, so he kicks out. Jayden looking for the moonsault. Not connecting. And now 9S with another Kojai clutch. And Jayden fighting out of it. Irish whip, arm drag. Forcing 9S up, spinning back heel kick. And now to the top rope. And jumping down because he wasted too much time. He could have gone for the pin immediately, but no. 9S turning that around. Knife edge chop. Looking for another Kojai, but Jayden elbowing out. So 9S hitting in Hurricane Rana. Jayden elbowing out yet again. This match essentially turned into a stalemate. But Jayden looking to turn that around with a European uppercut. And a pin, and there's one, there's two, and Jayden comes home victorious.
Here is your winner, Jayden.
You know, heading into this match, I thought 9S had it in the bag, but you know, Jayden's never say die mentality certainly helped with that win. Or certainly helped get that win. And now for our main event of the evening. Introducing first. It is the Detective Prince, Naoto Shirogane.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Kobe, Japan, the Prince, Naomi Shirogane.
And, yeah. Like I said during Dunban's intro, or entrance, the Persona 4 remake, heck, I'm forgetting exactly what it's called. It's not Persona 4 Rewind. Reloaded? No, not Reloaded. But it's Persona 3. I know it starts with an R. Anyway, it was announced. And her opponent, representing the Cyber Idols, it is Hatsune Miku. So, Persona 4 Revival, that's what it's called. Persona 4 Revival. Or at least that's the rumors going around right now. Yeah, this is probably going to be like a celebration of Sega. I mean, this is kind of a celebration of Sega match. We have Persona 4 being remade. We have Hatsune Miku and Sonic racing Crossworlds. And now we have these two main eventing. Well, two of those are more important than one, but you know what I mean. Miku and Naoto staring each other down. Referee rings the bell. They meet in the middle, with Miku immediately beginning with a spinning back heel kick, forcing Naoto back up to her feet. Springboard Pele kick. Head scissor takedown. And Naoto with the reversal, looking to get her first bit of offense here. Sending Hatsune Miku into the corner, clothesline. And a bottom or middle rope moonsault. Going for the pin, there's one. Hatsune Miku kicks out. Naoto staring down Miku. Slugging right hand. And the right hands to the chest. You know what, I don't have to say it, but, yeah, this card was finalized before Revive was announced. Which, honestly, I think Persona 4 Rewind is a better name for it, but whatever. Naoto staring down Miku, who's just catching her breath along the outside. And now Naoto heading up top. Calculating a flying forearm that connects. Miku forcing Naoto back up to her feet. Walking her to the back to the ring and tossing her back in. And now Pele kick. And Hatsune Miku lining up a finisher. Spinning back heel kick. Kick to the chest and another heel kick. And the pin, there's one, there's two. Naoto kicks out. You know, we need more names for these finishers. I just don't have the mental capacity to remember all of them. Now both women exchanging right hands. Just beating each other up in the middle of the ring. Reversal after reversal, but Hatsune Miku winning the exchange, sending Naoto down to the mat. And stomping her before she can get back up. There's a hair toss. Now both women back out onto the apron. And to the outside. Naoto forcing Hatsune Miku back inside. Both women to their feet rather quickly. And Naoto with a knee strike. Walking Hatsune Miku to the corner. But Hatsune Miku with the reversal. Naoto with the reversal right back in. A spear. Into the pin, there's one, there's two, and Hatsune Miku kicks out. Naoto with a knee to the bridge of the nose. Headlock applied. She'll probably release the hold, but she's applying the headlock. And yep, I called it. Middle rope crossbody. And my water bottle fell, of course. And Naoto with a knee to the thigh and again. Naoto forcing Hatsune Miku into the corner, tossing her away. Forcing her back up to her feet. Over the shoulders. And sending her down. Wrist clutch. Knees to the back, and sorry, I was just looking up how to fix that AI issue. His visual concepts are not the brightest. Hatsune Miku with the reversal, walking Naoto over to the eastern ropes. And now looking for the backflip moonsault, or the handstand moonsault. There's one, there's two. Naoto kicks out. Now Hatsune Miku, top rope moonsault. Heading up top. Elbow drop. And now leg lock. Will Hatsune Miku win via submission? Naoto trying to fight it. And Hatsune Miku releases the hold because we can't have nice things. Standing senton crossbody. I thought that was going to be a senton. Nope, it was just a very delayed moonsault. Naoto with a pop-up Superman punch on the outside. Now a spinning backbreaker. There's 5. They really need to be careful. Referee's giving them all the time in the world right now. There's 6. That doesn't mean that he's not going to speed up the count to try to get them back in. There's 7. And Naoto sending Miku into the ring post. There's 8. Naoto heading up top. There's 9. And Naoto with a double foot stomp, keeping this match alive. And Naoto's sending Hatsune Miku for a run. Miku just a few more seconds, or had a few more seconds to get back into the ring, but Naoto heading to the outside because the AI is fucking impatient. And stupid and a lot of other things. Specifically broken. Naoto forcing Hatsune Miku back up to her feet. Could have thrown her back into the ring, but no. Throws her into the steel steps. Guys, just get back inside the ring. The referee is counting for a reason. There's 7. Hatsune Miku yet again in the position where she needs to get back into the ring, and fast. There's 8. Miku back up to her feet. There's 9, and she's in. Immediately caught by a clothesline, though, and again. Naoto going for the pin. There's 1, 2, and Hatsune Miku does not kick out. And Naoto Shirogane picks up a surprise win under the lights. And with that, I would like to thank you all for joining us here tonight and hope to see you next week for, of course, our weekly shows. And then on Sunday, the week after Father's Day, it is the Elimination Chamber. But until then, we are signing out from Chicago, Illinois. See ya.